Nikon did that? Yeah, it's all about the ass behind the glass, baby. In this video, I'll show you every single piece of the rig and how it helps me get the tastiest shots. So I don't want to dive too deep into the camera and lenses because those could be entirely separate videos, but this is a full frame mirrorless camera for size reference, the Nikon Z6 Mark II to be specific. I use a 50mm f1.8 all day with this and another rig with a 35mm 1.8 on it that my second shooter uses. This feels light and compact for an easy time shooting handheld. I've also shot this with a 70-200 before, and it's still pretty comfortable for a 30-minute set or so. So let's get into all the parts. Oh, also all of the products that you'll see are listed down below in the description and Amazon affiliate links. If you decide to check those out, I'll get a little back from that. So if you check those out, thank you so much for supporting the channel. And be sure to stick through until the end because we've got the most controversial one at the end. So let's go. Starting off with the cage by SmallRig. I chose to go with the SmallRig simply because I've seen so many videos of these things on YouTube and there really aren't that many other options for the Nikon Z6 specifically. So this has what I'd imagine your standard mirrorless camera cage would have on it, all the different places to attach things, the main feature probably being the mount here on the right side, but I haven't used that yet since the record button is right there and I don't want to make it difficult to hit that bad boy. Now what's a rig without its handles? See, I live in Wisconsin and Wisconsin gets really cold. So I had metal handles for that nice grip on them, but one winter wedding and it was all over for him. Our hands hurt like so much from holding that metal. Oh, wear gloves. Okay, well, okay, you got me there. So instead, I got all wooden handles, one for the side and one for the top. These don't seem to get as cold and they're really nice. Like they have like a, what do you call that? A ridge in them, like indents. Having both a side and top handle helps for long days shooting like at weddings. The left handle helps when shooting most shots, while the top handle helps with getting real low shots, but mostly for holding it when I'm not shooting or making it real easy to set it down somewhere and pick it back up. Arguably the most important piece, the microphone. Now there are so many shotgun microphones out there. I don't like any of the small ones, like if it says micro or mini, they just don't catch the audio far away. I think they're used more for vlogging. And I don't want to use a microphone like this in front of me because it's a little bit too big for this setup, but would be great on bigger rigs. So this Sennheiser MKE 400 kind of size is perfect. I really enjoy the look of the MKE 400 because it's so minimal. The shock mount is built into the casing, so it's not sticking all out, looking kind of distracting. And you know, I really dig that. It has a couple of controls on it, which is really nice for run and gun shooting like on weddings. So on the fly, I can just switch it to be a little bit quieter instead of diving into the menus when, you know, something's about to happen like a bridesmaid's first look because, you know. So when that's over, you flick it back on to just kind of hear things normally without people screaming. So, you know. I like to have the microphone on the left side on my handle simply because if it was over on the other side, it would kind of block the record button for me and would probably pick up a lot of the switching controls. Now the fun part, the monitor and mount. Now I'm not gonna lie, my eyesight's pretty bad, so when I'm trying to see if I'm in focus on the back screen of a mirrorless camera while trying to keep the angle low, kind of chest height, you know, I think that's why I'm 30 and I'm already frequently at the chiropractor. Again, I shoot weddings, so I can be out in the middle of the sunniest day in summer, so I need brightness. Atomos has been one of the leading brands for not only its nits or brightness, whatever terminology you want to use, but also for recording straight to them, all of their viewing options, loading LUTs, build quality, and so much more. The most popular pairing with the Nikon Z6 is the Ninja 5 by Atomos due to its raw recording, 10-bit, blah 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 blah. I personally don't need all that, so I prefer the Shinobi. This monitor is cheaper, weighs less, and isn't any smaller than the Ninja 5 as well, or gets as hot. I like to place this at the end of the top handle so it's centered and is closest to my eyes as well. The way this is kind of built, the lens is more at my chest height too. I use the go-to monitor mount from SmallRig as well, tilts in all directions, real nice. But yeah, this doesn't add anything to the quality or the overall final image, but it certainly helps me on the day of to see just much better. Now, in order to achieve all that, let's blast through the things it needs: the HDMI cable and clamp. The most annoying thing about the Z6 and the whole monitor setup thing is that if you move the camera at all, like from side to side, like you can lose the connection, like it wiggles out and you get a black screen. So the clamp is an absolute must if you're doing this. The cable itself also must have a 4K quality to them. A lot of these cables on Amazon won't work, but the fine folks at Condor Blue, you know you can trust because they specialize in camera equipment. They've been the best in the game for a long time now, and I really like their nylon braided, like coiled cables. You just know that they're gonna last forever. Gerald Undone had a collab with Condor Blue a while back and made these purple cables, so I had to scoop them for a pop of color, making it kind of fun. When you get too tired of being handheld, we got the quick release. Sometimes I'm holding this thing for a long time, like when a wedding goes straight from the grand entrance, to freeze frame, to the cake cut, then finally to a toast, which could take like 20 minutes roughly, depending how long the toast is. Really helps with this is being able to quickly, and I mean quickly, like 2-3 seconds, throw this on a monopod. I use the SmallRig quick release because it sits perfectly at the bottom of the rig, and I can put the other end on the monopod leg. Top entry is the best and the easiest, and all you have to do is just tighten it from there. Done. Finally, the most controversial piece, the matte box. Let's dive in, man. I've been looking forward to this one because a lot of people say that this does nothing. It's just for show, just for looks. And I will say that I've seen a lot of filmmakers have this on there with no glass at all whatsoever. And to that degree, I agree. However, this is the one thing on the entire rig that does dramatically improve the final image. Allow me to explain, but first, let's dive into why these are even necessary. If you're trying to achieve that cinematic look, you need to follow the 180-degree shutter rule. You need ND filters to make it work in the daytime outside, so just get variable ND filters, right? Wrong. Many of these can cause X's appearing in your image, discoloration, making the sky super dark, and all that when it's a pain in the butt to screw these things on in the first place. Maybe even missing shots in the meantime. Now there have been some solutions to this with magnetic connections and having more variables to prevent against the X's or discoloring, but nothing was wrong with the matte boxes in the first place, so why fix what wasn't broken? Sure, if you slap a matte box on a camera with none of this other stuff added to the rig, it looks kinda silly, but on a rig, it's so much easier, and here's why. These fit over any sized lens, so you only need to get one per camera, not one per lens, because screwing this on is incredibly easy. It just fits over the adapter and boom. The entire glass is tinted the same strength, so there's no discoloring or excess happening. Sliding the ND filters on is incredibly faster than screwing them on, like literally they just slide in. And not only that, but like the weight distribution across the whole thing is just better. Like when all that glass is in front, like it doesn't feel like you're really having to pull that up, it feels distributed, like, and more weight in the rig actually kind of helps the overall image stabilization as well. Like it just feels better. I don't know how to explain it. But again, you're like, oh, well then it's heavier. It's harder to handhold it the entire time. True, but like for some reason I was shooting this show for 30 minutes with a 70-200 with the glass in front, and it was not an issue. I don't know, it felt really comfortable. I kind of just cradled it into my chest, and it was great. Shots looked awesome. And yeah, it does look nicer. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. I've had a lot of compliments over the last year of using these things on my rig, but I would imagine it's because of the entire rig, not just the matte box. I mean, I don't know. I use the matte box for the easy ND operation and to protect my lenses, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about matte boxes in the comments below. And let's recap quick. In this video, we've explored my Nikon Z6 rig. I've discussed the SmallRig cage, the importance of comfortable handles, specifically the wooden ones, and the crucial role of the MKE400 microphone in capturing quality sound. One key item was the Shinobi monitor by Atomos, which is crucial for me to see during shoots. We also discussed the HDMI cable and clamp, important for a steady connection, and the quick release, which is very helpful for long shoots. Finally, we talked about the matte box, which is great for using ND filters and creating a cinematic look. Every part of this rig helps it work well and produce high quality results. I hope you found something in this video that'll help you build out your perfect handheld rig. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. Since you did, go ahead and click that like button for me, and check out one of these playlists to learn more from me. Feel free to subscribe so we can see each other again soon, and until next time, take her easy.